Anisha Sims joining us. She is a new full-time entrepreneur in the real estate area, but today it's all about fashion. Today we are talking fashion. She's definitely top 5 for me when it comes to looks, putting them together from head to toe. And I just want to talk about fashion. That is one of our F-bombs here on I Am. And y'all know I've shared a lot about how it's a place of self-expression, but I truly believe it is a foundation for self-esteem, how we feel about ourselves. And as we know, we all have insecurities. I have a lot of insecurities, but the truth is we learn that there's just certain areas of our life we are confident. And I believe the way you present yourself, how you show up, it helps with how you feel and how you treat people, and most importantly, how you treat yourself. So today we're going to talk fashion around self-love. So thank you and welcome, Anisha.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
All right, Nish. So the first question I want to ask you is, what does the term fashion mean to you? What does it mean to you?
To me, fashion actually means a form of how I express myself, self-expression. And it all tangles up with my personality. So, who I am, that's what you're going to get. The way I dress, that's how I feel with fashion. It actually helps me present to you who I am.
All right. And who are you, Nish? That's the question we actually say at the end, but I'm going to ask you that. And this is, a question I ask is what I am, and there's no right or wrong, but who are you? If I were to say I am, who are you, Nish? Who would you
Well, of course, I'm a loving human, I love, I have a caring heart. I have a heart for people. I'm always like love listening to people's different stories because we all have a background. As far as myself now, the new me, I look at people and I'm so much like not judgmental now, in my past based on, people look at them and, judge them off their stories. But the adult new me, no, I don't do that. I like to hear their background and just, sympathize with them or anything. Cause we never know what people go through. So and I try to help people as much as I can. Being aware, being a better friend now, the older I've gotten. So I try to just make sure I be there, support my friends, do anything, and come from a loving heart. Everything I try to do is make sure it's genuine from the heart.
And she's a genuine soul for sure. And I keep it real on here. One thing about Nish, when you get her, you may size her up and put a label on her, which people do. But at the end of the day, I see through it. As she says, she has a heart. And that's what I admire about people that have a heart. We all have them, it beats. But there's one thing to actually use your heart in a space to be yourself. And that is truly who Nish is. She's a giving, loving soul. And she's a baby of how many, Nish? How many siblings you have?
On my father's side, it's a total of 8, but my mom, with me and my mom, well, with my mom, it's just 2 of us, me and
Two.
my brother.
Yeah, you have a lot. She's still like the baby of 8 siblings. So that's a different capacity. And I'm the baby of 3. I think being in that baby position, it puts us in a different, I think we have bigger hearts.
We do. We do.
We do.
We do.
We do. All right, girl. So I want to ask you about exploring yourself and building your confidence. What would you tell like a younger person? Because again, this channel is dedicated to young women in their 20s exploring themselves. And what would you tell them around fashion? How do you feel like what could they do to help explore themselves and boost their confidence using fashion?
I would say, like, don't let society actually get to you because we look at women and we'll be like, oh my, I wish I had I wish I was them. Just be true to you and who you are. And you have I don't like you have to sometimes you're born with it, confidence. Because when I look back at my pictures, when I was a young kid, I'd be like, okay, my hair was all over my head, but my mom like, oh, you look good. So it's all in our parents actually, instilling that confidence in us, actually, seriously. Because we be like, oh my God, my hair looks horrible. But it comes from my mom. I noticed because she loved fashion and the way she used to style me. And I look at my pictures, I'm like, oh, okay, I always look nice, but my hair with pigtails was just flying all over my head. So even in today, you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to tell yourself, I look good. I'm beautiful. I'm gorgeous. Every morning, affirmation, remind yourself you're beautiful, no matter what the world see you as. You're going to be beautiful. Have confidence. It all starts with self-love, self-care, and confidence.
That's the truth. It's the truth. I love that. Oh my gosh. Yes. All right, Nish, what is the difference between style and fashion? Style and fashion. Because when I think of you, style from head to toe, because fashion don't start with the outfit. It starts with the hair. It goes to the outfit, and then it goes to the shoes, your accessories, and you put it together. And I'm going to throughout the video, you'll see her looks. You'll see her looks, but she puts it together well. So Nish, what do you think the difference between fashion and style?
Well, with fashion, again, it's more of a self-expression, who you are. It helps, again, like I piggyback on what I said, it is more so who you are and the way you carry yourself. And style is more so of you got it. Like no matter what, when you step out, that's who you are. You don't have to get confirmation. You feel comfortable with what you have on. It's just you got it. It's just one of those things, like you got it, girl.
I like what you said, that you don't need confirmation. It's a confidence. It's like, I put this on. I've looked in the mirror a million times, left and right. Sometimes the first mirror people look in when they put on the outfit is the people they show it to. I am a big believer, honey, go buy you a full length mirror. You need to check that outfit about 10, 20 times, turn around, look at it. And when you step out, you feel good. I love that. Like, that's the truth. Like, it's the confidence. You got it. And the first you got it is in your own head. Like the other people's are like icing on the cake.
Mhm. Right, right.
Oh, I love that. Now, Nish, you used to own a boutique. And I love that, life is about seasons and trying things and doing things. When I met my husband, they're big, his mom's big into boutiques and real estate. I mean, not real estate, retail. And I was selling shoes and doing little things here and there. So I love to see when people tap into trying things and doing things that really align with who they are. So you had a boutique, and I had several from it. Still ain't got my last piece. They got lost, but it wasn't your fault. But yes, I still think about that skirt and that jumpsuit. I know exactly what I ordered. But anyway, what was that experience like? You owned the boutique. How was the experience, and what did you learn? Like, what would you tell a young person who goes into business, because it is a business, and even though it's a new season for you, because I don't look at it as a failure or nothing, because we all do things, experience it. So what was that experience like for you, and what would you tell a young person trying out businesses?
Honestly, I would say the experience with me with 912 Boutique, it was awesome. What I would tell someone who wants to start a boutique, make a plan, have a business plan, have it drawn out. You can go back and edit it anytime. And one thing I did learn, don't get what you like. Make sure, I mean, if it makes sense, you're going to get pieces like, okay, this is stylish, something trendy, but you want to make sure you actually target audience. People who you see, okay, I could see, don't always like you can see them in your pieces, in your clothes. Get your audience, follow them on social media, get a little sense of style, seeing what they're wearing, but mix it up a little, but don't always buy things that you like, because things that we like, others may not like. And I've learned that, my style is different from everyone else, but we want to make sure we want to cater to that market that we're trying to, target.
I love it. And that's like a business one-on-one, when you learn. I don't even know, but I've heard someone say that who does that. They just said, don't buy for them. Don't buy for you.
For yourself.
You have a very unique style. You do. And I love it. But when the majority of people don't have that taste, so you try to make the money, you know what I mean? And make them look beautiful. But I love that. That's a great tip. And the experience, you said that you really you like that experience. What made you go into it? Is it because your love for fashion, or would you say that really was it?
My love for fashion, and then the point when I actually, and I could tell I loved it, because when I went to like the vendor show, you get to go to the vendor shows and you see nothing but clothes all day. So when it's your passion, because you never get tired. You know how we sit at a job like, oh, I'm so ready. You're looking at the clock. You're like, I'm tired. I'm ready to go. When you're walking on your feet, you do not get tired until the end. Because actually going to Atlanta, doing the floors walking, never got tired. Actually flew out to the fashion district in LA, humongous. Only thing I would say, make sure I took some good walking shoes. I did not get tired until we was walking back to the car.
Mm.
So I didn't get tired of looking at clothes. So when you know that's your passion, you love fashion, I would tell anyone go for it. But I would say make out a business plan, get someone to help you. That's what I would highly suggest.
Good for you.
And don't give up, honestly, because it can go. And I think what helps me grow, because I understand, like, now with me switching over careers, I have to make out a plan, content, create. It's a lot. It's just, it's really a lot, and you have to be dedicated to it when you're doing it.
I love that niche about dedication. Tap into that because I definitely see you as a dedicated person. And we're talking about fashion, which in some people could be, oh, this is bubblegum, da da da. But the dedication, the discipline, the self-love that it takes to even take the time to planning. Fashion is planning. People don't realize that, to put an outfit together, to think first in your mind. But I love when you use these terms, dedication. How does dedication align with you as an individual? What is that important when it comes? How is that important, especially to a young person doing anything in life? Around life, I mean, again, dedicated to, I am going to get up and put on the best outfit that looks good for me. It's easy to put on sweatpants and a t-shirt. That's easy. It's easy to go grab, I'm gonna put on this every single day. That's easy. And I understand that, I'm telling you, I just love, like, that word dedication. How does that play a part into the process of just being true to who you are and dedicated to life and the journey?
Like, making sure you're showing up for who you are, and then also, like, when it's your passion, you're gonna be committed to it. So, you're gonna be dedicated to do what you have to do. And when you want it bad, like now with what I'm doing now, it's like I have to work for new ways, dedicate my time and find new avenues, for me to help generate leads. And that's the same thing with fashion, where you're gonna have to generate leads, in sales. So
Mm.
it's like you have to show up, be creative with who you are, try different things. Don't go try to, you can get different ideas from, other, I would say other boutiques, or, anything, but just be creative within yourself and just find different ways, and always have a good friend who you like, John Bill. I will always reach out to you, because when it comes to different, ideas, like I take your feedback, very seriously. And I was like, okay, when you give me anything with sense of fashion, honey, I love it. Because I'm like, okay, your opinion matters.
Mm. Well, thank you. And yours does too. I love that. So, right, Anisha is a friend. We are friends. I didn't say that, but she's a friend of mine. And I'm big on that. Choose your friends wisely. Because we met we were teenagers in high school.
Teenagers, high
And
school.
now going into she'll be 40. I'm 40. I just turned 40. And then she'll be 40 this year. This your 40th next year. This
No,
year.
this year. Uh-huh.
December. So, true friendships, they do last. I do believe that certain friendships are for seasons. Doesn't mean it wasn't bad, but, just grow, continue to evolve. And we've seen each other do different seasons. She bought her first house. She's in real estate now. Nish, how old were you when you bought your first house?
I was 26 that year. Yeah, because I was turning 27 at 5. And actually, this is my anniversary month, 11 years. Yes, this month is my 11th year anniversary of home ownership.
So if you're interested, which I know you are, many of you who are, and I am, or you're watching this and buying, here's a home buyer in her 20s. We're in a different climate, but the truth is, I've seen this girl knock out goals left and right from everything she's wanted. She said it, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. The last conversation we had face to face before it was a year ago. She told me, I'm going to quit. I'm going into real estate. And then she announced last December that, she passed her exam. And so I'm telling you, and I get chills when I talk about these things, because this is as simple as it is. Trust the journey, set goals, believe in yourself. You can do it. This is an example of someone who sets goals and she knocks them down. So, all right, Nish, you use the term classy a lot. Classy, 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 honey. And why does this term, what does this term truly mean? Because there is class, and the truth is, you are a lady of class. And that's something I can't say a lot, it's different things you can say, but not everybody has that piece. And I know my mom is a classy lady. She taught me class. And how did you learn to be classy? Where did that come from? And what does that mean? How would you tell a young lady around the word class?
would say, like you say, your mom taught you, and as well, it comes from, it comes from our parents, our mothers, and when and then the way we show up as, women, we're sophisticated women, and I say that because, class starts with how we groom ourselves. We make sure we want to look presentable. We want to make sure everything's neat and in place. And, with, our friendship, our, circle, when we look back at all our pictures, I look at us and be like, we all have this glow. And we really do. When I look at all our pictures from years of, high school pictures, remember, because I have so many moments of us, it was a look we had. We never had to, actually show cleavage or anything. We made sure we covered, but it was the sophistication. And not to brag, but that was just, who we are.
You're not bragging, you're telling the truth. And sometimes and Nish is one of those people. I mean, it's just real with people. Again, they'll size you up, say you think you're better, you're this. And I never had that statement to say about her, because to me, when you think somebody think you better, that means you put yourself in a position to think you're lower. And I've always been inspired and admire her confidence. Like, oh gosh, Nish, you putting that thing together. Let's do this thing. So I think that's important. Surround, she talking about friends. And now that she brought up that, I have tons of pictures. I'm definitely going to drop it in this video. But when we would go out as friends, we hung out a lot with the clubs and parties and events, and we did. It's a great point you're making. I never thought about that. But like overall, as women, young ladies, you don't have to show all your breasts. Whatever assets you may have, you don't have to show it. You choose the right clothes, it's going to show your body shape or type. But the bottom line is, it's not about a body type or shape. I say that all the time. God gave you that. It's about choosing the clothing and how you put it together. And you're so right. It's taste, and you have that, and you've always done that in everything that you do. And it goes into our homes as ladies. And it's so important as young ladies, when you are a young woman, to understand, okay, I may not even had a mother or a woman in my life, but I do have an idea like, okay, this is not what I want. We're in a world of learning. Go find you a lady, go find somebody online, come here or whatever, but find a space that says, okay, I'm learning how to be a lady. I'm learning how to present myself. And I cannot tell you how much, if you don't know where to start with your clothes. I promise you that will upgrade your mind.
It really will. It honestly, I highly recommend that, John Bill. It's your mind. It's what you want as a individual, as a human, as a young female, a young lady. It's all how you see yourself, and how, some people may want to live a different lifestyle, look different, but it's all within. If you want to if you want to show up and look presentable, because I'm big on this. Dress how you want to be addressed.
I love that quote right there, honey. Say it again.
And it's serious. Dress how you want to be addressed. And that is so true. I promise you.
It is. Yes, gems, drop them. It's the truth. I mean, this is it's the truth. Dress how you want to be addressed. What was your biggest fluid? Well, you shared a lot about, just you feel like it was kind of innate, because your mom would dress you well, and I love that. We look back at our pictures, our parents. It's true. Like, oh, my mom. That's where I get my sense of fashion. But would you say growing up? Of course, our moms, a lot of times mine too. But where else did you have any influence through any peers or entertainers, or you really have just been a person that's kind of been you and just trying new things? And what do you think?
Yes. I've always been me trying new things, but I'm gonna tell you, like, now, it's so many like bloggers, fashion stylists out there, but two of the ones I love watching their pages and their personality, because it reminds me of me. Like, it is going to be June Ambrose and Tracy Ross. When I tell you, it's just like I feel them, like I admire them. I love their wardrobe, like, and they may have different, you look at them and like, what do they have on? But me, I love it. It matches their personality, where you can just dress any kind of way. I mean, to them, it may not be any kind of way, but they just throw it on, but they feel good within them and they love it. No, despite what anybody else think or says, it looks good.
It's art. It's
It
art.
is.
Those are two of my favorite. I love Tracy Ellis Ross and June Ambrose. Jada Pinkett Smith is another one. I love the way she dresses. I love Victoria Beckham. You know Victoria Beckham, the soccer player's wife. She She's a killer when it comes to fashion. I like that because a lot of times people think, and I'm kind of like you, Nish, like my sense of fashion. I had two older sisters. My older sister was really into fashion and very creative and stuff. So I was inspired by her. But when it comes to like choosing things, it was just me choosing and exploring and just looking at like, God, art, like these, like you said, June Ambrose, she's an amazing stylist. And what would your career be, Nish, in fashion? I want to ask you this. Would it be buying, styling, fashion merchandising? Out of those, what do you find? Like if you just had a dream job around fashion, I think like this. Like what would be your dream job around fashion?
Honestly, at first, you remember I used to try to do the styling. I used to want to be a fashion stylist, but then I'm like, oh no, mine would more so be the buying. I love buying because it's like I can't style others, but if we're out together, I'm like, oh, this look cute on you, girl. Like for my friends, but doing it for someone, like others, like, can you style me? I get like I freeze up. But for my friends, if we're out, girl, this look good on you. Get this. I can do it for my friends. And I noticed that, because I'm like, I guess me knowing your personality, my friend's personality, what they look like. And some I have be like, a little shy. I'd be like, no, literally put it on. They don't, what we see, they don't see. And I'd be like, I promise you, I feel like I can just, it's a spirit. I can see it, but they don't see it. But put it on. I promise you're going to look gorgeous in it.
Do they
So
try it? Do they try it? You find that they do?
I'll put it on. They're like, oh, okay, yeah. And sometimes I do that with my sister when we go out. They're like, girl, you gotta look good on you. Wear it. And sometimes, she's like, I'm putting on that. But when you put it on, she can fit a look. You know?
That little boost of confidence.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah. I love that. It's an eye. You have an eye. That's interesting because I don't know. I would love the idea of styling. I think I would be more of the merchandise. I love putting clothes together, but on people, I think they have to really trust you to the point of like, I don't know. I think I find that if I suggest something, they may try it, but it's not maybe it's my taste. You know what I mean? So that's the
Right.
struggle there when you have a unique taste or you have a different type of taste. But I love that. When I think about fashion, that definitely would be the merchandise. Like if I could just go around and put all the mannequins, put the clothes on, I'm like you, just girl, just to shop all day and look at clothes and different styles.
Clothes. Yes. And I've worked part-time, in clothing stores, Express. That was my favorite. So I used to have fun, styling people when they come in, the men. I just feel like we have an eye for it. And when you got an eye for it, it's your gift. It just comes natural.
And in those environments, people trust you because they're coming into a store. You're already there. You're supposed to be the expert. You know what I mean? Like when you're in a place of expertise, then and I remember you worked at Express for a very long time. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, girl. So we've gone through most of our questions. I want a couple more. I think this is so important because again, and all these are questions that I come up with around the person. These are not like everybody doesn't get the same question. This is really, for her, but like staying true to you is the term I use a lot on I am. And I feel like you've stayed true to yourself and it's not a phoniness. It's not a facade to me. It's who you truly are, whether people can, I say take the spoonful or they need to break it down bite size, give me all of you, whatever that is. And I think that's who you are. You're going to be yourself for whatever that is. And as we evolve, you're going to continue to be yourself. I think that's a beautiful thing instead of like watering yourself down when you go around certain people or, and I'm not, this is just who you are. And when you have a certain type of energy, you don't change or shift the energy. You be yourself and you're nice and kind, but some people sometimes to me, they get a little intimidated by that, or they just water down or melt or start judging you. But how do you stay true no matter where you go, what you do, Nish? Because you are a person that has done that. Like, how do you stay true to yourself throughout the years? And what advice would you give someone on staying true? So how do you do it? And what advice would you give someone on doing it?
I would say just you have to tune out like the spectators, the naysayers, because everyone's going to have something to say and everyone's going to judge you. Again, it all falls back to having confidence, loving you. You know what I'm saying? When you love yourself, you don't care what other people think. You just got to have that attitude. Like, you know, just tune them out. Don't pay them no mind. Because when you look at you and you love who you are on the inside, because I say this all the time. And, if I would have went off Janville, like what everybody thought of me and said about me, oh, she thinks she does, she thinks she that, she too good. Girl, I would have been like 6 feet under, like honestly. And it's like my mom helped build my confidence. honestly, it's like the conversations, sometimes I used to cry like, why nobody like me? But
Mhm.
then again, I had to say, I didn't care. I
Mhm.
mean, you don't have to have all these million of friends because it's fake, honestly. Long as you have a genuine circle, that's all that matters. Seriously, you don't care about other people, what they think. And it just comes with confidence. You have to have that. Because if I went off what everybody thought of me, oh, Nisha's this, Nisha's that, blah, blah, blah. You don't, they just speculate and they didn't know me as a person. Because I can't fake who I am. This is my personality. I love to have a good time. And when I shut down, I be to myself. But me personally, like I said, I have my moments. But I'm glad and I'm grateful and thankful that I have good friends who know me, know my bubbly personality. Because when I'm down, because they know how to encourage and lift me back up. Because I'm always on 100. Like I had a coworker ask me one time, why are you always so happy? Like, and I'm thinking, because I'm at work. Why
Yeah.
am I mad? I'm so serious. I mean, he was like, Alicia, why are you always happy?
What did you say? Do you remember what you said?
I was like, I think, what did I say? I was like,
Or
what's
what
he
did you
mad
say?
about? What did he? I just remember him because we was walking in the hallway and I'm like, always like, bubbly. You know how my personality is. I mean, and he was like, because everybody, we at work, everybody was dreading their job, hating it. I'm like, oh, it's my break time. I don't have time to be mad. What to be mad about? It's some things,
That simple.
because
It's that simple. And you really are like that all the time, and I don't mean all the time happy, but you're like that throughout life. You can tell who a person is throughout seasons. That's how I look at it. I mean, yes, sometimes we make up, we don't want to be bothered. Nisha definitely that I'm gonna go in my room, leave me alone to herself, but and that's the key of just as you grow and evolve. When I was younger, you think, oh, extrovert means you're like this all the time. Extrovert, introvert, be labeled, whatever. The bottom line is genuine. Like, who are you?
yes,
How do you accept other people? And more importantly, how do you accept yourself? And I think when you accept yourself, that's the key. You don't really care that much about how people accept. And that's hard because I'm like you do like, well, I don't know if I was saying that people didn't like me, but like, why are they judging me? Why are they judging me? I would think like, why? And I think yeah, you just get to a point like, I don't know. I just would just keep moving forward and like, me, and I'll be honest. And that's where I admire that about you too. You're more like, whatever. And I'm more like, okay, well, what we gonna do about it? And that's not a place I want. I've grown out of that, but it's like, it's like, why? I want to know why. Can we talk about this thing? Which you can't talk to anybody that's even me out of my rational mind. But the truth is, it's like, why can't we all get along? I am that type of person. I don't. But the bottom line, the truth is, that's not how life is. We all don't have
right.
to get along, but we all can be ourselves no matter where we go. And that's who you are. You always have been. And I love that. And stay true to that. And the young ladies on this call, like, whoever's watching, you stay true to that, whatever it is. Even if you're a more sober person or a more serious person, don't make somebody be like, well, you need to smile. You can have joy in your heart. You know what I mean? I do
Yeah.
believe eventually you're going to smile. I had somebody recently text me and was like, hey, I hope you're happy. We were talking back and forth and she ended with, I hope you're happy and da-da-da. And I responded, it was the first time ever, because I hear people say that a lot just in general. I said, you know what? I have happy moments, but joy and peace resides within me. Because I don't wake up
Mhm.
happy every day. You know what I mean? But this
Right.
joy is in my soul. Joy is a feeling like what you're talking about of just grounding yourself in what do I have to be mad about?
Mhm.
Like you said, like, what do I have to be mad? I'm at peace. So happiness to me is fleeting. It's an outward expression. Like me and you on this call, people can feel energy and say they're happy. But true to me, that joy that's found
Mhm.
within, that's an experience with self, like what you're talking about, your confidence in the people in your life that you surround yourself with. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's important for younger women. It's surround yourself with go-getters, positive people that's genuinely happy for you, that genuinely care about you. Because I'm telling you that you this day and time, I'm all on high vibration. That you're gonna see that word a lot too, high vibration, positive vibes. Like I said, your birthday trip going back. We never met like your friend girl. We click instantly. It's all about the energy, the positive vibes, because you have people go on trips just negative. But if you know you're not a negative person, don't surround yourself with negative women because you have a lot, you don't, I would say don't be around people that you got to be in competition with. It seriously, you don't
Speak
want
on it,
that.
Nash.
No, I'm serious because I see it and I hear people, and I'm just so grateful and thankful, like my little circle. That's why I'm like, John, when we gonna do another trip? Because we actually had that was the best trip I have had. But no, you really have to sit back and observe people. And I think I have a calling where I could just read spirits and you can connect. You can, really you can connect. And sometimes you ask this part, you ask yourself, is this who I want to hang with? Sometimes when the energy there, you guys gonna connect instantly. Like me and Ro, the spirit, the energy was there and we connected. Now I'm ready to fly out to hang out with her again, like have a good time. And I love being around, positive energy women because we don't sit and discuss or gossip. We sit and discuss our goals. That's what I feel like young women want to be around. You don't want to be around nobody that's always got to be wanting competition and think you're jealous and doing that. Just be around people that's going to set you high, that's going to put you to the next level, be an inspiration to you.
I
It's
love
it's important.
for young ladies because I've had young, well, how do I try something new? You're going from teenage looks to now in your 20s is more a mature look. You should, the way we dressed in high school is not the same we dressed in our 20s. The way we dress in 20s not the same in 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, Although I plan to be that sexy grandma, I'm just me. That's just me, but
That's the
how
grandma. Go ahead.
but Nish, what's the advice you would give someone on how to transition and choose styling, like for themselves, like how?
Just if sometimes you can look at, people and you look at them like as an inspiration, like, oh, that's how I can see myself. I can see myself dressing like that. Their personality, that's how I want to look. That's, not wanting to be them, but you can visualize your next phase wanting to look like that, having that style. Cause I do that now, honestly, you know, 40 and plus. So I just honestly want to say when they look at people, just look through magazines, like I would highly recommend just see what they feel comfortable in, just going to try on different things. If you want to be a professional, the looks you got to have to be professional if you want someone to take you serious,
Hmm.
seriously.
I love that. I love it. Professional. What else we have, Nish? What other categories in your 20s would you say? We got professional, so career. And I think that's important, young ladies in their 20s, because now a lot of interviews are what we're doing now, just video call, like you have on a blouse. Knowing like me, I wouldn't wear this this is not professional, this shirt, this t-shirt, like choosing the blouse. What else advice? I love that. Like if somebody want to take you serious, girl, you dropping the gems, like, because it's true. I'm not going to elaborate on that more. Like, okay, you got professional, what you may wear out on a date with your man is not the same thing you might wear to his family cookout. Like as a lady, understanding like there's going to be, I talk a lot about, I'm big on this, like, you're around older people, like choosing things, understanding the environment that you're in. Can you elaborate on that a little more?
Sure. I would say like depending on the setting, dress comfortable, but dress how, be you, make sure don't show too much cleavage. Like say for instance, if you're going on an interview or you're meeting with different people, depending on the setting, I would say business setting, I would highly suggest a nice button up, a nice little blazer, being that the weather is getting warmer, we don't want to, you can put on like thin little blazers over a scrappy shirt, but you're hiding it, but you're covered, but it still looks classy. Family gathering, I would say just like make t-shirt, jeans, or a little tank top, but not exposing too much, where you still comfortable within yourself. Because when we're at the cookout with the family, how the older generation, look at her over there, what she got on. You still want to be, looking cute but presentable. That's what it's about, presentable. Because if you dress, hoochie mama, that's basically that. I mean, as a young lady with class, you don't want to dress like that. But it's okay to show a little bit of cleavage. It's okay to show skin. It's okay, but not too much. So
Well,
I just always say dress for that occasion, wherever you're going, like, because tomorrow I'm going to a baseball game and I found some little heels, chunky heels, but I was like, do I really want to be walking around a baseball stadium with some heels on? But they were what stilettos, but they're chunky, but with a good little feel it. But it's
you can
all
wear
how
that. I think that's fine. Some people are like, what's she doing with heels on? Because
heels
I
on.
like heels. And I'm gonna find the
Yeah,
right one wedge is chunky heels. You're right. Like you can wear heels. It's the
yeah.
comfort level. It's the comfort.
It's all about comfort. It really is. And as long as it feels good on you and look good, yes. Because, I'm at the age now, like I show some skin, but I like being covered, as well. Because when we look back at our pictures, like we stated, like when we were in our 20s, and this is a conversation I had with one of our other friends. I was like, we used to go out the second Friday, but we still looked very professional. I say, looking at our pictures, we never looked trashy. I'm sorry, we didn't.
Being a little trashy. We did. And
We
I
never did.
say that it's a taste. And sometimes you feel like, well, gosh, I believe for me, young women, sometimes it's the truth, like you look at the women in their family or you look at their mother or something, and they're honestly, well, my mom didn't teach me these things. I do believe we either have to see it or we have to be taught. And my goal is to help you or anybody just groom yourself, grow yourself in all areas. And dressing is so important. We're not talking about dressing to the T. Now, Nish, we got to say this before we get out this call, because me and you on the same page, and I love this about you. Honey, you can take me to not Walmart, Target. I'm gonna go to Target. I'm gonna grab me an outfit out of Target, put it together, put it against anything, costs $1,000 on somebody else's body, put it together. That's the styling piece. What would you say to these labels and brands in your 20s, especially? What advice would you give a young person on choosing clothing and understanding the difference between a label and an outfit style, the look of it?
Listen, honestly, when you look at those people who love labels, like I find they really can't dress, honestly. And with them, you can go to Goodwill. I shop everywhere, honestly. Plato's Closet, Goodwill. What other stores? Clothes Mentor, Walmart, Target. I can go in there and find the cutest thing. It's all how you put it together. It's fashion. I've been living in it's fashion all summer. The ladies see me every week I come in there, but it's all how you present it and put it together. You don't have to have designer. Designer don't make you. It does not, honestly. That's one thing I can say. Just because we see a lot of these people on with, Balenciaga, Gucci, all the, high end, don't make you feel less. Seriously, because I'm gonna wear my Forever 21, H&M, Zara, all that, and I'ma still make it look good and make it look expensive.
That's
But when
it.
somebody know you and they believe in your style, they're not gonna think you got that from a low end store at all. They're not. It's how you wear it. Seriously, it's exactly how you wear it. That's all that matters. And when you got class, it's just gonna put a little, sophistication and elegance on it.
Take it to that initial level. Take it to that. Thank you so
No,
much,
but
Nish, for coming and sharing with us. And ladies, fashion is an F-bomb. Do not lower it. Do not take it and say, oh, I don't care. You care about how you look, dress how you want to be addressed, as Nish just said. And thank you for still being here with us. If you like this type of content, subscribe and join us here weekly for content around life. Remember, we do F-bombs, family, fitness, fashion, fun, food, and finance. All of the things in life we have to show up for, and we choose to do it with style, grace, and taste.